What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Dreamin Diesel. Hope you guys are all having a great day. Today we're working on the crew cab again. Keep moving on that. I haven't been filming the last few days, so I'm gonna go ahead and get you guys updated on what we've been doing here. Alright, so we did finish that oil pan up, got that turbo rebuilt. Oil pan's all good to go. Everything's good there. Did get the new, where are we at here? I got that in there, tell you, Jesus. Got the new filter minder in. I'll show you, there'll be a quick little video on this after this. Got the new, it's a new Motorcraft belt tensioner in. New Motorcraft belt. Alrighty guys, so real quick here, just took off the alternator. Comes out pretty easy. Only 2 bolts holding it in. One here and one up here. That's all it is. Only 2 bolts. There were 2 from each 10 millimeter bolts. That's all it was. This is pretty tight with where it goes against the fan, so I got there in there with the gear wrench. This there's the top one. There's enough room to get in there with the socket and ratchet. So 2 10 millimeter bolts. Also, this one is going to be much longer, obviously, because it's going to have, you know, a lot more to go through to come out here from here. So this one's longer. And I had to pull it out, and it's the only way you're going to do it is you got to leave the bolts in. So as you pull it out, the bolts are going to come out with this, and then on your new unit, put the bolts in there before you try to put it in the truck. Otherwise, you're never going to get the bolts in there. So here's the one on the truck. Nice and new down in there. Let me see if I can get this light there. Okay, there we go. So you get 1 bolt there. 2nd bolt's down in there. Pretty simple. Really not too hard. It took me 10, 15 minutes, not even. Pretty easy. And the torque spec is 18 foot-pounds. Obviously I couldn't get the torque wrench down to that one, so I just got it here and tried to do it by feel and get it close. But yeah, pretty easy. That belt's kind of hard to route with this part of the fan right here, or the fan shroud. My uncle said that's kind of not there on the newer models. It's open, a little bit easier to route, but you're kind of just fighting against that the whole time, but not too hard. So yeah, turbo's still out, all this is still out. It's moving along. I got that oil pan finished up. We started cleaning up the seats. Painting some stuff that was a little rusty. You know, painting the seat bottoms and whatnot. Got that all painted up, looking way better. So yeah, we're kind of cleaning up the seats. We pressure washed the carpet the other day. Working on getting that cleaned up, letting it dry. I ordered it's a Bissell carpet cleaner, little spot cleaner, you know, with the wand and everything. We'll see how that does on here. It definitely looks a lot better. Still a few stains I'd like to try to get out, but we're working on that. So we're making progress on the interior. Gonna keep cleaning that up. Gonna try to clean it out today. Also forgot to mention we did get the MBRP downpipe in. We just got in there loosely. You know, we're gonna have to realign everything once we get the turbo back in. We just got it in there, so we're ready to get that turbo in once it's time to do that. I'll show you the old downpipe. Couldn't really get it out had to take the Sawzall to it, but that's kind of the best spot right there. I mean, the thing dropped right out. It took us 2 minutes, so took the cat out as well. You know, I just got the first part of the exhaust in, or the new exhaust in, just so you can see the new pipe down there. Just so that we can drive it, and I'll probably get the rest of the old, you know, the stock exhaust system out once we pull the bed. Be a little bit easier to work on. But yeah, making progress. Let's see, what do we got over here? We have a new, it's a new stand pipe for the oil filter housing, and I got a Bostech. This is a fuel pressure test kit. billet filter cap, and you plug the valve right in there. You got the gauge, you run that up so you can monitor your fuel pressure. Now it's obviously not a permanent solution, just just to do a test. So why I got the stand tube and the fuel pressure test, and on one of the video not going well with the crew cab, one guy, username Chris K, pointed out that I was missing. Let me show you over here real quick. And I just didn't realize it. I'm missing the spring, and it looks like the top piece on the one that's on the truck. So he pointed that out to me, and then he said, he pointed that out, which I hadn't noticed, and then he, mentioned, I know I already got the new injectors, but I kind of wanted to do this originally. He said, don't. Sounds like he's a mechanic, I'm guessing. Says he works on the trucks every day, and he was right on the stand tube, so I decided to, I trust what he's saying, and like I said, I wanted to do it anyways. But he says, don't do injectors yet. Test your fuel pressure, and maybe try some other things, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to run some diesel extreme in the fuel to clean everything out, and then do the fuel pressure test, see what that's at, and then do run some fresh oil, since we did just drain the pan, and then put some arch oil in there and see what that does. Take it for a drive it for a bit, just to run through everything, get all the systems cleaned out and ran through. Like I said, the truck was sitting for a while, so I'm going to go ahead and get that done, and then so we're not going to go ahead and do injectors right now. We're going to put everything back together. I'm waiting on a few parts. Need a engine oil temperature sensor. Need to repair pigtail. The connector's broken. So I did the engine oil pressure repair pigtail, but as I was doing that one, I realized the other one was broken. So now I'm waiting on parts again. Yeah. So the plan is to drive it right now, not do injectors, do a few more things, really get it narrowed down to the injectors, and then make sure I don't have any other problems, and I don't want to kill brand new injectors. So that's where we're at right now. I'm gonna keep working on the interior. I'll probably show you the stand tubes and the oil filter housing, and then we're gonna get everything back together. And once the interior and the engine's back together, we're gonna start driving it a bit. All right, so I think I got you guys caught up. Alrighty, so just wanted to show you guys this real quick. This is a repair pigtail. Now this will work for your intake air temperature sensor, your oil temperature sensor, and your coolant temperature sensor. They all take the same pigtail. Got these from it's Alliant, it's an Alliant Power pigtail. Got it off Amazon. I think they were $30, $35. About the only place I could find them really. I just went ahead and hadn't ordered them. I needed a few. So let me show you what the existing ones were missing. So here's a new one, and it's got this tab here. That tab right there. And then this is one of the, see how they're missing the tab. Let me see if I can set them down here. There you go. So yeah, so it's missing that tab here on the back. They seem to stay in, but I don't like it. I'd rather just go ahead and put the repair one in there and make sure it stays in. Don't want them falling out as you're driving. So all right, so I already did the one for the engine oil temperature sensor. I'm going to finish up the one for the intake air temperature sensor, and we're going to start getting this turbo back on. Yeah, I was painting the seats just because they were a little rusted. And I wanted to, they didn't look good, wanted to clean them up a bit. Just sanded this a bit, threw some black paint on it. That one wasn't too bad. On these ones, did use some bed liner, so I kind of matched the, this has a bit of a texture to it. Matched that a bit better than I figured a glossy black would. Oh yeah, check this, hang on this one, using some rusty metal primer. That one's a little rusty. That's part of the parking brake brackets. And check this mess out. I have no idea what this is. Both headlights are like this. Now this truck is an 04 with the 05 conversion, so this must have been something to convert over to the 05 bulbs, which are an H13. I have no idea what's up with all these connectors wired in here. So I got some new H13 pigtails I'm going to wire in, get rid of this mess. Hopefully that works well. Yeah, I have no idea what the purpose of this is. Quite interesting. Alright, so clearly there is a problem there. Old one that was in the truck on the left, new one on the right. Obviously missing spring and this top upper portion there. So you got that. Come on now. Compared to that, but definitely a problem. Oil is drained and empty right now, but the filter does look very dry, so that could be it's probably part of the problem. And so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get this new one in here. Oh, this was the existing bolt, T27 Torx. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and drain I want to drain if there's anything left in the oil, just to make sure all the old stuff's out. And then I just want to torque, make sure that on that new pan the drain plug is torqued properly. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to get these all back together. So yeah, definitely want to check for that. Very important. I thought I'd checked for that originally. I guess I must have missed it, or it broke after I checked it. But yeah, so I got the new one going to go in, and I don't know, maybe could be causing some issues for sure. So we'll see once we get everything back together and get it running again. Alright, so I'm going to be throwing this new stand tube or return tube back in. They do give you a new bolt and then a new O-ring as well. So make sure you use those. I'll show you where that O-ring is in the truck. Here we go. Alright, so you can see that O-ring down in there. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. Maybe that O-ring right there. And your bolt goes right there. So make sure you change those out. Alright, new stand tube is in. I'm going to go ahead and throw that filter back in. And we should be good to go. So now, see how this is supposed to work. Very nice. There you go. Nice, nice. So let's see. So, yep, okay, cool. So there we go. So you want it to click down, just like that. Nice. Alright, so we're good to go on that. I'll put the cap back on, and that's it. Probably gonna go ahead and fill it back up with oil as well. And now that's good. We'll see if it makes any difference. Alrighty, so I just got this thing back together. We are ready to start it now. Fire it up and see what happens. Got the turbo rebuilt, new oil pan, new serpentine belt and belt tensioner. What else? So I filled it up with, got some fresh oil and some Arch oil in there. Got the Diesel Extreme in the fuel tank to clean everything out. That's about it, really. We got the MBRP downpipe in the first part of the exhaust. But other than that, it's pretty well good to go.
Did you do a sensor by the turbo?
Oh yeah, a few sensors. Well, what did we do? I had to do a bunch of repair pigtails on the engine oil pressure sensor, engine oil temp sensor, a bunch of little stuff like that. Got the new stand tube in the the oil filter housing. We'll see what that does. That was obviously causing some kind of problem, so we'll see what that can do. Got all the seats cleaned up today. Vaughn was cleaning those up while I was putting the motor back together. Looking much better. Of course, the front ones are ripped, but looks good. Got the carpet all cleaned up. Looking very nice. Still a few stains, but overall, did a good job. Vaughn's the interior expert, so. But yeah. But it looks good. A few stains, but I mean, overall looks pretty good. Yeah, I got a little bit of the exhaust in, but I think we're good to go. Yeah, you want to start this thing up?
I will do my best.
Yeah, here we go. Oh, it should start. It should. If nothing blows up. Radio.
You said start right away.
Oh yeah, sure. work up there, so I don't think we have any exhaust leaks.
That's good.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, gauge works. That's pretty good. It runs. Everything works pretty good. Rev it up a little bit. Rev it up a little bit. Whistling. That's pulling on the ground, don't worry. Sounds good, huh? Sounds like it's still running a little rough, but pretty good. Yeah, we're gonna have to drive it a bit, but pretty good. Yeah. Good, cut it off. Not bad, not bad. We're gonna have to drive it a bit once we get the interior back together, but we'll see how it does. Not bad, not bad. Alrighty guys, so as you just saw, truck is running, back together, good to go. Probably not perfect, but it really needs to be driven. We got to test the fuel pressure, a few little things, but next step's going to be driving it. Got to get the interior back together. I'm going to show you a little bit of that again real quick. Again, these seats came out pretty well. Vaughn was cleaning these up. Just using let me show you over here. Got some stuff. Nice brush. This is pretty cool. Use it on the carpet, use it on the seats. It works pretty well. Attach it to a drill. I got this off Amazon. It's actually a chemical, guys. Works really well. It's like a medium grade. Works pretty well. Did a good job on the seats. Another brush. Did a real good job on the seats and the carpet. It helps to get those tough stains out. But yeah, that's what he was just using some simple green on the seats and the carpet, and then some carpet cleaner. Then I got this Bissell spot remover, nice little carpet cleaner. Seemed to work pretty well. You know, kind of scrubs and sucks at the same time. Gives you the cleaning solution. So works pretty well. Probably link to all this stuff. But yeah, we're making some progress. It's getting there. Seats are getting cleaned up. Carpet looks much better. Probably just got to vacuum it again. It's a little wet. Gotta let it dry out. I'm gonna set these fans up here overnight and probably throughout tomorrow. Make sure everything gets real good and dry. But really looking good. Again, just some carpet cleaner, the Bissell stuff, and a little bit of simple green. Does pretty well. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it is slightly stained. Maybe you'll see a little bit of a brown-like tinge to it. But overall, really clean. Looks pretty good. It's getting there. Yeah, we're making some progress. So next thing, just gotta get the interior back together, and then we'll be taking this thing for a spin. Gotta get some drive time on it. Then after that, I mean, we really have a good idea of kind of what it needs and and how it's running, you know. Alrighty guys, so that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Truck's running, making progress. Next thing you'll probably see is us finishing up getting this interior back together. Might be working on some of the other trucks, you know, the 6.0 or maybe my work truck. You might be seeing that next. And then, yeah, getting this thing back together and driving it. So that's up next. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for all the support. If you guys are new, hit that subscribe button. Please like the video before you go. Helps out a lot. So yeah, we're getting close on the crew cab. We're almost done. So that's it. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.